Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for coming back to Not That Problematic, the podcast where we discuss things that maybe some people have some problematic views on. And this week should be no different. I have one of my not one of my, the very first friend that I met, very first person that I met at Fort Hood, my roommate, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself because she might tell y'all another name than what I call her. So I'm gonna let
Well,
y'all go
thank
ahead,
you for
girl.
having me, Bristol. My name is Angelique for everybody who doesn't know me. Me and Bristol go way, way back. I am a mom. I am a wife. I like plants. I like weed. I like just to feel good. I'm all for the self-care, self-help, and, getting people together. So here I am.
She's very much hippy dippy, Crystal
Woo!
Stone.
Would you call me a mix between Trina and Erica Badu? I think
Yes,
about that on the regular.
definitely a blend of Trina
It
and Erica
resonates with
Badu
my soul.
because you could get with the but
I
you know
like
what I'm
smoke
saying.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes I choose violence when I wake up. Yesterday was one of
exactly.
those days. Not
But then
today. I feel
also
good today.
you'll burn your sage and clean your energy and
I got you if you need me.
mhm, horticulture, that's you. Anyway, so these last couple episodes have been being very, I wouldn't quite call them heavy, but they've been, you know what I'm saying, on some distinct
Hmm.
topics. So today I decided to have you on so we can discuss pop culture. And I wanted
Hmm.
you specifically for this episode because you
Because
don't
I
be in
am
the
not
mix.
hip. I don't know
So
none of these people's business. I don't even know mine half the time. My God.
so all of this will be coming to you, some fresh, some you might know a little bit about, but you stay out of grown folks' business.
Because
And
it's
so
not
that is
mine.
why I combed through the shade room to find some very interesting topics for us to discuss.
Hmm.
So let's start super light and let's do Chloe Bailey. So Chloe and Holly, for those of you who have been under the rock all of 2020, are two sisters.
This
They're
is
a
before
singing duo.
2020. I'm sorry. You've been
Yeah,
living the rock
literally,
your life
literally, I've been following them since like 2013.
when they were
But
babies.
yes, literal babies. But they're a singing duo. They started off on YouTube. That's how I found out about them. You might have put me on to them on YouTube.
I don't know because one of my god sisters is cool with their mom, and that's how I found out about them. So I don't know. I just know they've been up under Beyonce, and you can tell. Okay,
Poised.
I love it, love it.
Listen, love to see it. And so they had an attached Instagram. They
Hmm.
both, were on each other, like, the Chloe and Holly Instagram. And I would say maybe 2 weeks ago.
Baby girl got her own Instagram.
Yeah, they split
Hmm.
Instagrams, and there's a lot of speculation on why their Instagram split. Their official statement on why they split was because they were no longer in the same place, because Holly is in London filming The Little Mermaid. That's right, Holly is going to be the
Hmm.
live
The Black
adaptation
Mermaid.
of The Little Mermaids because, Beyonce.
Yes.
So they split, and everybody, I follow both of their separate Instagrams as well as their conjoined Instagram. And so Chloe, very beautiful,
Hmm.
beautiful young woman. She is 22 now, and she got body yaddy yaddy, that
She's
thingy
22
thingin'
and doing what you're supposed to do at 22
at
years old.
22.
Because
We'll
at
get there.
22,
We'll get there. We
okay,
not there
because
yet.
I feel some kind of way. If
We
you
gonna
won't be
get
free,
there.
baby, do that.
We gonna get there. So, as soon as Chloe's Instagram like got her own Instagram, she did the Busset challenge. And
Did
I
she?
think the range of my listeners and audience, y'all know what the Busset challenge is. Y'all all on Instagram. Y'all know. So, and if you don't know, just search hashtag Busted Challenge and go down that rabbit hole. So she did the Busted Challenge, and that was like the first viral video from her page. Like she shut the whole thing down. She
He
came
was
in
late and killed it.
3 days later and was like, okay, here you go. Now we can end the challenge. Because literally I haven't watched any more since.
It was done after that.
It was like she went down. First of all, she did the little dance in her robe that they did in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that with the little twerk. And then when she boom busted, that thing was banging. Cheeks was
I watched it a couple of times.
More than a few for me. So
I was really grateful though, because right after that they turned to the silhouette challenge and I watched the ones with the guys. I'm glad she shut it down. I'm grateful.
We gonna get to the silhouette challenge because girl, all these challenges I cannot.
It's too much. I can't participate.
I can at all. No, not at my big age. And you know what I'm saying? I'll leave that for the young folks. I'm gonna leave the silhouette challenge. I'm gonna leave it for the 20.
My thing is, I'll start doing it as one of these kids run behind me.
Like that one video where the woman was trying to do it and her son ran in. I'm gonna find it and send it to you. Her son ran in and he said, "Why you got that wig on?"
Oh my God. Kids are embarrassing. That's why I can't participate in half of anything. I got too many.
Not too many.
Yeah, I do have too many. I have way too many children.
It's a lot. You got a lot of kids. You do have a lot of kids. But no, so Chloe did it, and then that sparked the conversation. Mm-hmm. That was the first one. Then she did this dance video to All the Time. I don't know the title of the song, but
is that when she had the sage?
When I think about you. No, this was before the sage.
Okay. You know, I watch most of the videos without sound because kids. So I can't tell you what song is with it, but I can tell you what she did.
It was with the purple background.
Got you.
And it was like her silhouette. It wasn't the silhouette challenge. Yeah, right. Like I would like to think she started the silhouette challenge.
As she should.
All right. So she did that, and when I tell you choreographed down, I was like, it very much gave me Beyonce Rocket.
I was thinking the same thing.
Is what it was giving. And so she did that, and that's when the old ass hating assholes
they
started to muster. They
was dry.
They started to simmer. And then when my girl got on here with these nude illusion panties and was lighting her sage and dancing around her room and being very happy and just very joyful just about life. Oh.
The thing is though, I'm sure, and even if she wasn't always like this, I'm sure she's always been this free spirit. Y'all just didn't know because it ain't none of your business.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't know because it wasn't on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So now that you can see it, I mean, girl, scroll past. What's wrong? Your man was looking?
That's why they mad.
I would assume that mine would as well.
I was listening to, so I totally agree with you. And it's like, I showed Stefan Chloe's busted challenge. I was like, babe, look at, he was like, oh, who is that? Because you know, he also, listen, he don't
know. No idea.
People are. But he was like, oh, okay. Like,
because she did well.
Okay. So after the video of her with lighting the sage and, you know, just being happy in her panties in her room,
she was
living life.
She wasn't always like that.
Oh, she becoming, I've read comments where they was like, she's becoming an attention whore.
I can't read the comments. I don't like it. Makes me upset. I can't do that.
Yeah, I do it for podcast purposes mostly.
You are better than me.
But yeah, there was like, she's doing this for attention, that for attention. And it's like, so much so, it got so bad, so much so that she had to make a statement. Mm-hmm. And she got on the internet crying. Why y'all make my little sis cry like this? Like,
and now I got to fight you. That's why I can't read the comments. I like that.
Listen. And so she's like, she's always been like this. And you can tell it's because people want to keep her
comfortable. You can tell she's always in. She's so comfortable.
And their performances have been very adult, very grown woman. She be busting it down on stage. If anybody watches their performances, see, that's the thing. People were not exposed to her. So they put her in that same little box that they did with Zendaya,
Mhm.
and
Big
all the
grown now.
other Sky Jackson,
Big
all
grown.
the other, yeah, all the other child stars that you knew as
Hmm.
children, but they don't want to let people grow up. And I was listening to The Read. Shout out to the greatest podcast, the
Listen.
podcast that got me just listening to podcasts. Because shout out to you for putting me on to Kid
Listen,
Fury and
you know I
Crystal.
got you.
So I was listening to Crystal and West, and
Okay.
and Crystal made a good point in her read. She said like they are mad at like the older people that are upper 30s, mid upper
Hmm.
30s, and beyond are mad because they weren't that free or not allowed to be that free
Hmm.
when they were in their early 20s.
I say she's doing
And
exactly what she's supposed to do right now.
at
She don't got
22,
a husband. No, I mean, if she got a man, I'm sure he's fine with it. He knew who she was before they got together. She don't got no kids to be protecting, since that's what they, Cardi B, all of them. Y'all got kids, you got to deal with it. Like, excuse me. She is grown. She is safe. Her
she is
mom and daddy still know what she
perfectly
doing.
fine. Exactly. And that's my thing. It's like at 22, we was all doing the same thing at 22, except
Closeted.
Instagram wasn't. When was I 22?
We had Instagram
Let me think back when I was 22.
because
You a
I,
young one. You
first of all,
you a young one. So when I
but
was
this had to be
22, I
right
don't
before
think
you
Instagram.
joined. 22 had to be right before you joined, right?
I actually was 22 when I joined. I didn't
See?
turn. I turned 23 in AIT. But Instagram used to only be for when Instagram started. It only used to be for
Picture.
iPhones, and I
Oh,
didn't
really?
have. Yeah, and I didn't
Mm.
have an iPhone, so I don't think they got to be able to add for Androids until like 2013, maybe.
Mm.
So when I was 22, Instagram only was for pictures, like you said, or it might have been 2011, whatever. But it only
Hmm.
was for pictures. You couldn't do videos. You couldn't do any of that. Twitter, girl, Tumblr was still a thing when I was 22. So, that's where the porn is. Anyway, that's a
Listen.
whole different.
But the thing is, she could be doing porn right now. So what are y'all mad at? And even if
And
she
even if
was
she
doing
was,
porn, it's her
listen,
business.
it's her business.
Keep
And that's
scrolling. I
the
have no
thing.
issue. If I see something I don't like, just keep on scrolling.
And
Because
if
what
you
I'm gonna do?
really
Jump through
don't
the
like
phone?
it, block it. If you really have that much of a problem with it, block it. And it's like I feel like people try to put their own, they try to project, let me use my therapy words. They try
Come
to
on.
project their own insecurities onto celebrities, and it's
Hmm.
like, you shouldn't be doing this. Like maybe she's
I
doing it
have
because
to
she
stay
loves
in
her
the house with
body.
my turtlenecks on and with my legs
Hmm.
crossed and my prayer cloths, and we're not
Hmm.
doing that right now.
And it's like at the end of the day, you calling her a pick me, attention whore, but you are the same thing. You just a pick me whore in the turtleneck because you
In
saying
the
all of this
comments.
stuff against a young woman just so niggas can think
Hold
that
on.
you know what I'm
Did you just
saying?
say use a pick me in a turtleneck?
Yes.
All right. We
But
stand
I'm
for Chloe.
saying,
We
I
stand for
stand,
Chloe.
I stand, I support, I stand in solidarity. I'm not gonna do one of these videos that all of these other people been doing, like in they draws, and I'm like, I stand with Chloe twerking. I don't gotta do that. I got a podcast, so I can say, I stand, Chloe, I stand you, sis.
This is
I
a
love
proper
you. This is
platform.
it. Yeah, because y'all don't want to see me in my drawers, like. But once I get this lipo, listen, you hoes
Bust it.
are good. You hoes are going to be mad.
I
I
attempted, and my
might do a
niece,
silhouette challenge. I might
girl,
run it back.
I attempted the busted challenge, and I told Brian about it. And he was like, "How you feel?" I said, "Well, these knees weren't very pleased with me. I had to get up quickly." Okay. No, man, we can't play those games. The army fucked me
Oh,
up.
no, not with
It was
these knees.
bad.
So we've tackled Chloe.
Mhm.
So that's that on Chloe. I think we can put a button on the fact that we stand her.
Yes.
One quick little tidbit. We talked about this. Me and Destiny talked about this in the last episode about Danny Lee or Danny Lay, because apparently I was saying her name wrong.
She's officially single now, girl. That
Yeah,
lasted
so
longer than we expected.
yeah.
We've been laughing the whole time.
Any words on
None.
none?
Mwah. That's all. We've been laughing the whole time, girl. Listen, we know niggas like the baby. The baby is from Charlotte. Okay? Know it.
You guys,
You was
Angelique
you
is
was
also from Charlotte. She's also
you
from
was
Charlotte, so
around
she
for a
knows.
good time, not a long time. All right. And I'm sure you had fun. I'm sure you learned a lot. What you do, pack it on up. Pack it on up and take your ass on out that door, baby. You just not. This is not your
Listen,
show anymore.
it's not. She's
I wish her the
square.
best. She's really pretty, but she's a little bit annoying. Okay, so
Yeah,
if this is gonna keep her off of the shade room,
it won't.
ew,
It won't. Because you know what she's going to do? Take them
jump
back.
to.
She's going to take them back
I
because
saw a post because I saw her little official single thing, so I clicked on her page and she had something about mixed babies. Now I'm confused. Does she have children?
not to my knowledge.
Was she trying to make some mixed babies with the baby so they can look like Mimi's kid? And the other one,
Who is
I was just asking
Mimi?
questions. I'm just curious.
Who is Mimi?
The baby mama. Did she be rapping too?
Oh, I didn't know her name.
Listen,
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what the newest baby mama's name is, but that baby's he makes some pretty kids. I'm gonna give him that.
Though the one where she was like, "I go to war for mine." That's okay, girl. Ooh, I don't know,
Listen,
but it's like like the whole mix. Oh, girl, y'all listen to episode 3 about colorism and mixed babies. And
somebody was like, "Oh, I guess he
listen,
didn't like Yellow Bones no more."
not as much as you thought,
Not listen. You thought you were special.
because I know both of his baby mamas are
Chocolate.
chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, on to the next topic.
Okay.
It's going to get a little bit deeper. So let me put this out here now. The next 2 topics that we're going to talk about deal with, so trigger warning, they deal with sexual assault and, just like allegations of
Drugs.
rape and drugs and things like that. So if that is a sensitive topic for you, you can go ahead and fast forward, and I will make sure that we end on a super bright note, something funny. And I'll put in the description box the timestamp of when we are done discussing these 2 topics. We're going to talk about Raz B and his allegations against Chris Stokes. And we're also going to talk about T.I. and Tiny and the allegations that have come forward against them. So with that being said, like I said, trigger warning, you have time now to fast forward, and that's perfectly fine because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. Even though it's called Not That Problematic, I'm still empathetic to people's triggers and to what you guys have going on, because I'm learning not to be that problematic. Go me.
Are you though?
Did you not just hear my perfect trigger warning?
Okay, go ahead.
It was so empathetic and sincere.
It was good. You did very well, but
it was sincere.
Off the record, Crystal is probably the most problematic friend that I have. She calls me with concerns, and I have to tell her to get off my phone quite often. So I'm just leave it there, and we can go ahead. Go ahead.
Back on the record, I'm probably the most problematic friend that all of my friends have.
Yeah, I agree.
I've taken
that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it's just
she
because
crazy.
my views on these next 2 topics, this is why the show is called Not That Problematic. So let's dive in.
I might agree. I'm pretty sure I agree with you because
we'll start with Raz B and Chris Stokes. So like I said, I'm of a big age. The girl is 30. So Raz B was definitely a part of my childhood. He was not my favorite in B2K. I was more of a J Boog kind of girl myself.
My least favorite of it. I didn't have, an issue with him, but he was not my favorite at all.
Who was your favorite?
You
look like you like Lil Fizz.
A little bit, but Fizz and J Boog, like, if I can get a next one. Never mind, I'm married.
She said, never mind, I'm married. Girl, but J Boog was definitely the coup de grace for your girl when it came to B2K.
Fine.
Girl, me and Destiny went to the Millennium Tour, and listen.
He's still fine.
Still fine. I didn't realize he was that short, but
they all short.
He like my height.
You ain't that tall. You taller than me, but that don't make you that tall.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So he's short. If he my height, like he's short. So I'm 5'8", by the way, for people. But I feel like everybody that listens to this knows me personally, so y'all know that I'm
for now because my baby's about to pop. Go ahead.
Anyway, so basically since about 2004, Raz B has been having allegations against Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston of IMX and Sister fame saying that they sexually assaulted him as a young man, as a teenager, and his story has not changed
Must have been very tough.
in the last 20 years that were almost 20 years, round up, give or take a couple of years. His story has been extremely consistent. It is the reason why B2K kind of ended when they did, because in the beginning, Raz B was saying that it was happening to all of the members of B2K. And then it came out that the other three members of the group, Little Fizz, Omarion, and J Boog, denied it. They denied the allegation. So Raz B went on this thing, well, I can't tell everybody else's truth, so I'm going to tell my truth. And it has been coming up over and over and over again. And the consistency in his story has it makes me believe him.
I always want to
And
believe the victim first, and then prove me wrong. I want to, but if you can prove that it didn't happen, cool. I'm all for proof. You make it make sense.
Yeah, for me, I am, and I think I have become this way in the last few years. Shout out to therapy. I'm not a believe all victims type of person. I am a acknowledge
Right.
all victims, and then
like I hear you.
Right.
And then let's see what happens.
I need to see the story unfold. I need not concrete proof, and this is just me, like, whatever. But just because you say somebody did something doesn't mean they did it. And I just date that back to Emmett Till. I date that back to, I don't know the guy's name, but he was a promising football player that was about to get drafted into the league. So this one white girl said that he raped her. And because white women, the most dangerous species in America, on the planet.
Say it.
Accused him of rape. He went to jail, lost all of his scholarship. She comes out 5 years later, it never happened. Nothing happened to her.
Put her in there.
But he lost his entire life, and he's a convicted felon. So for me, when I know things like that happen all the time, when I know that Black Wall Street got burned down because a white woman said that somebody raped her, when Rosewood, I don't know if y'all ever watched Rosewood, but when that city got demolished and all of those people got killed because a white woman was cheating on her husband with a black man, got caught, and then said that the black man raped her, I get, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, I have cause to pause. But if there is consistency, you know what I'm saying, in your story, and
he's been consistent for years.
Decades.
Yeah, like if he's not telling the complete truth, something in there has to be.
Something happened.
Like maybe he didn't do the whole group, but maybe he did do something, and maybe he didn't insert anything into you, but maybe he made you feel uncomfortable with something, and that is fair. That's fair.
I think that he did it, and maybe it didn't happen to the whole group, but it happened to Raz B.
I definitely think
and I fully believe Raz B. And here is my take on the situation as society looks at it. And I'm going to say this, and you might agree and you might not. Society doesn't give a damn about rape, domestic violence, or anything unless the victim is a woman. If Raz B was a woman, Chris Stokes would be canceled. There would be arrest Chris Stokes. There'd be this, there'd be that, especially if Raz B was a 14-year-old girl saying that this stuff happened to him. But because he was a boy, and a Black one at that, and in that manner, and because Black men are raised
to bottle all of that up,
to bottle it all in, don't express your emotion, don't keep it, and then don't get me started on the keep it in the family,
honey.
That's a whole different, I'm not even gonna go there. But it's just like, if he was a woman,
they take him way more serious.
They take him way, and saying the same thing for as long as Raz B, they at least put forth an investigation into
something. Just say like, hey, I care a little bit about what you're talking about. You know, we just gonna look into it. But
Yeah. And I
nothing.
feel
It just feels like nothing is going on for him.
yeah. And I think it's because he's a man. Society, it's just like the same thing that happened with Terry Crews. Everybody, you ridicule him. Now
You
listen,
so big, you could have fought him. I'm sorry. You ain't never been startled before? Somebody grab my dick. I'm just gonna like, that's my first reaction. What is going on?
what is going on? Especially if it's a small white man. So if you react, now you going to jail. Now listen, this is not a Cape for Terry Crews podcast
No,
because
we don't care for Terry.
yeah, we don't no, I don't Terry Crews, okay? But he just was a good example for me to use in that situation. Johnny Depp as well.
Man, I feel so bad for Johnny Depp. I
Johnny,
feel
his
so
wife out
bad for
here
him.
beating his ass and he losing his movies and ain't nothing happening to her. Society does not care about violence against men. They don't care unless it's a police shooting a black man. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. And
And
it's so
even that. Oh, we laugh to keep from crying.
listen, and it's so sad. Like I pray that he finds peace. And even though I feel like the statute of limitations is probably, you know what I'm saying,
There
gone.
can still be some kind of justice, even if all he's looking for is an apology. Because sometimes that's all it
That's
takes.
all
Like,
it
hey,
takes.
I messed up and I hurt you and I'm sorry. That is literally a saving grace for a lot of people. Maybe I don't need you to go to jail. Maybe I need you to acknowledge what you did to me and tell them people I wasn't lying and I'm not crazy.
Yeah, because
And it
that's
could
all
probably
they
be
yeah.
done.
That's all they did was try to write him off as being crazy. And Chris Stokes went on to direct plenty of other videos and bands and things like that. And it's just like, for me, I pray that Raspy he gets the help that he needs. I hope to God he's in therapy. I
hope
hope
he's
he's in
been in
therapy
therapy.
because that type of mental anguish
It's a
can
lot.
drive somebody wild and it's hard. Like, so I really hope that he gets some type of solace and peace and just finds forgiveness in himself. Not forgive Chris Stokes because fuck Chris Stokes at this point. That's how I feel about the situation. I'm on Raspy's side. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. And I just hope he finds like solace and peace and forgiveness within himself because I know when that happens to people, you know, often victims blame themselves. And I can only imagine what it's like being a male victim in that situation. It's just like it's disheartening, you know what I mean? So I truly like my heart truly goes out to Raz B and his whole situation that he has going on because it's tough, man.
Yeah.
That is a tough situation to be in.
I was watching a video. I don't mean to cut you off. I
No,
apologize.
no, go.
Watching a video with someone discussing our next topic, but she was a survivor of, I don't know, she didn't, go into details, but it had something to do with sexual assault. And she was explaining how, like, when victims come out and finally say something and people are like, that didn't happen, it's literally like a kick in the face because it takes a lot to finally speak on those kind of things. So if it took all this courage and then y'all just let me down, what am I supposed to do after that? Like, damn, that was my strength right there. You just took it.
Yeah. So. It's some people, and it's like, I think with social media, people think everything is for clout and everything is for this and for that. But when this happened with this, now, because I have my feelings on our next topic, but this was pre-social media.
Yes.
This was when they could write him off just as being crazy. And so with that, and like I said, the consistency in his story, man, just like Raz B, I pray you get the fade that you want. You get the lie detector that you want. You know what I'm saying? He has to run you to one. Like,
listen, I'm all for it.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel like you need to do, like, I pray that happens. Like, and it's so sad because they had Chris Stokes on the Millennium Tour.
Did they? And he wasn't, and that's why he stopped. Because remember, he was like, he ain't coming or something.
When I went in Jacksonville, when me and Destiny went in Jacksonville, Raspy wasn't there. And they were just like, oh,
stuff like that can mess up so many different aspects of your life. So that's messing with his money. which is probably messing with his livelihood. His mental health is probably shit. Like, I feel bad. My prayers go out to him for his peace of mind. However, he got to get that peace of mind.
Right. And with that, we're going to put a button on Mr. Rasby. Our hearts and prayers go out to him and his mental health. And we're going to talk about Clifford and Tamika Harris. Okay, y'all.
Clifford with the big words.
I vehemently.
So before we get into that, I have some friends who have been in a similar lifestyle. And they explained to me that a lot of these artists do have parties and stuff like that. And before you go in, you got to take a pill. They let you know, hey, you ain't coming in if you take a pill. So that's a choice. You know? Now, you can't come in with your phone. That's a choice to give me your phone. Now, once they get in there, you can take more pills, you can have sex. But my thing is, if I say no more, you gotta shut it down. I made all these choices to come up in here. Shame on me. I knew what I was kind of getting myself into, and it just went a little too far. So when I say no more, you're gonna have to let me get up out of here. Now I get it. I'm so drugged up. The police probably ain't gonna believe me. I need to go to the hospital. I'm probably all out of it. But somebody needs to stop this and get me some help.
So you're saying there needs to be some lucid personnel there in order to...
No, I need T.I. and Tiny to be adults and understand that no means no. Now, yes, I came up in your house to fucking suck. That's cool. But when I say no more, no more.
So
I'm sorry. I jumped. Go ahead.
No. We're there. Because that's kind of the point that I was gonna make with your first 2 points, where I'm not gonna say disagree, but where I will counter your point is the fact that, like you said, you made the choice. So first and foremost, to introduce the story to anybody that doesn't know what's going on. Sorry. To introduce the story, basically there have been some allegations against Clifford and Tamika, aka T.I. and Tiny Harris, that they basically sex traffic women. And that's what it boils down to. And that basically they are drugging them. And there was this one, I don't know the girl's name.
Sabrina.
Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Sabrina comes out and she's like that T.I. put a gun to her face and like this happened and just spilling all types of everything that goes on behind the closed doors of T.I. and Tiny, or Clifford and Tamika, because that's what I'm gonna call them. And so then all of a sudden she puts this thing on Instagram and Twitter, and she's like, and if you have been a victim, let me know so we can do a surviving T.I. and Tiny, blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. So then, my Lord, excuse me, y'all. That was the last one. So then, all of a sudden, all of these DMs just pop up in her DMs from like
she said 16, they had 30 accusers in 24 hours.
Right.
Allegedly.
Also, it comes out that those DMs...
Not all true.
So now we can't even tell the real from the fake. So now you have contaminated your proof, because one is too many. If it happens,
you put it all on the internet. I'm sorry. When you do stuff like that, you leave the door open for people to come in and play. Wow, Lisa Bloom, like that's, you should have just went straight to Lisa. I'm sorry. This doesn't make sense, because now I don't really believe none of y'all. I believe, a little bit of the story, but because of that one, and she was like, see, I just made that shit up, and she believed it. That's all it took to discredit the whole thing.
Reasonable doubt. You have to, in the court of law, if you want to criminally prove something, y'all know, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I took a semester of criminal justice.
One semester is all you need.
I took a semester of criminal justice, and I know that you need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And now what you have let in the door is reasonable doubt. Shout out to Jay-Z. So...
My nerves. She get on my nerves so bad.
That was a good one. Anyway, but no, so you've let that in, and it's like, for me, And then T.I. gets on the internet with his big words and his
Yeah,
loquacious, just, sir, just.
it's a mess.
But I did listen to all 8 minutes of the video. A lot of people was like, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching all 8 minutes. I need this. I need that. For me, I need all sides of the story. Because, like I
Of
said,
his,
I need all the sides. I watched his 8 minute video and I read all of the accusations of the DMs that came out.
see, I can't read all of that and I can't listen to all of that because that's just a lot of other people's business. But the gist is all the stories seem the same.
And my thing is, I need to read them just so I can be fully aware of what's going on. Because again, I know people personally. I have some good friends that have been accused of some crazy things and have suffered consequences only for it to come out
Later
sometime
on, it didn't
later
happen.
that it didn't happen. And
But
so,
that's why
like
I'm
I
all for
said,
proof. Like, make it make sense. If you can make this
but as you
situation,
see with these DMs,
you
you can
can't.
fabricate. You can
You can.
fabricate anything. You can get on Al Gore's internet, get this Adobe package, the Adobe suite, and you can do anything in Adobe. Like, and so with that being said, it's like it's hard in 2021 to prove somebody did something.
Mhm.
Because my dad used to always say the burden of proof is on the accuser.
Because it's your job to make me believe this. And that's what I was saying about, and it sucks that like that kind of applies to Rasby's situation as well. But like, prove it because he's denying it, they're denying it. Prove it. I want to
Yeah.
believe you. Just make me believe you.
And I think that the story with with all the DMs that I read, it was too much of the same.
hmm
It was very rehearsed.
But the thing is,
Even
for those kind of parties, it is common. Take a pill, drop your phone before you come up in
yes,
here.
yes, 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 yes. No, but I'm talking about the in-depth
Oh,
detail. I'm talking about after you're in the door.
like somebody fed you
Beyond
all of
that,
that.
yeah,
Mm.
it's like when your mama go in there and give you your Easter speech, and then you go out to the church and you give your Easter speech.
It might be a few words off, but you got the same message. I got you.
Exactly. And it was so much of that. It puts me in a position where I'm just like, mm. and
Now
what
this,
and one thing Ti said in his video, not to cut you off,
mm,
one thing Ti said in his video that really stuck with me. He said, "What I'm not opening the door to me and my wife's bedroom because what we do in our bedroom behind our closed doors is not your business. It is our business. But let me be the one to tell you
a consenting adult.
that everything that happened was with legal, consenting adults."
Mm.
He's like, "I've never raped anyone." And he said, "We ain't never trafficked nothing." And
It,
then he goes,
come on, let's
sex.
clarify.
He was like,
Not
"Sexually."
sexually.
Like,
Because
hold
we
on,
remember the pills and the cooch. We remember.
and the guns. Like, let's.
We remember all of these things. We
Whoa,
know who
whoa,
you
whoa,
are.
Tim. You're getting a little.
Come on, let's not
Let me
lie.
reel it back. Let me not sexually at least.
Right.
So with that, I was just like, you make choices, and I understand what you said. Even if it's in the middle, and I say no, that means
No.
That means no. That means everything needs to stop. Everything needs to halt. Everything needs to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But from another though, so there's another podcast I listened to that two people that I or four people that went to FAMU. Shout out to Crown Conversations podcast. Jenna and AJ were having a conversation, and they were saying Jenna was saying, because she's from Atlanta, and Jenna was saying that it's like a known, like with T.I. and Tiny, like that's something that's known. Like they get down like that. They like, you know what I'm saying? They like that's their marital style. You know, that's how they keep it funky. And there's no one way to marriage.
Listen, because I can't tell nobody how to be married. If that is what keeps y'all spark alive, if it's
There's
legal,
no,
baby.
and everybody consents. And that's the thing. That's the question. Is it consent or is it not consent? Now,
Right.
like you said, you made choices. You made choices to come into the house, to take the pill. Me, I'm not taking a pill upon entry.
Or dropping my phone off. No,
Now I will drop my phone off
to
because
come up in your
how many?
house?
Oh no, 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 no,
It's okay. So no.
no, no, no. I thought you meant just like any place. But because some amphitheaters, if there's like a comedy show, they make you
No,
put your
that
phone.
part is
Yeah,
fine. But if I'm going up
yeah,
in your house by
yeah.
myself,
No,
hell
no,
no.
no, 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 no. I'm not taking anything. I'm not. I'm not dropping my phone off. And if that's the requirement to get into your
And I
home,
can't come.
let me call my Uber.
To not be a part of everything. And I think that's where people mess up at. Oh, it's so cool because a celebrity brought me to their house. And yeah, but now you season out on the floor because you didn't took too many models. Like that's the risk you take when
And
you
the
do stuff like that.
continuation to take the drugs. They're not forcing these drugs into your system. So if you get into this house, and you take the Molly to get into the house.
And
And
then you keep
then a couple, you know what I'm saying? However, time later you take another Molly or you snort this line of coke or you do all of this, you make choices. You make choices and you make decisions.
Mhm.
And you have to be I just don't want personal accountability to not be a
To be
thing.
lost in this because the thing is, Shakana told us that Sabrina was recruiting the girl. So you were part of this sex trafficking as well, baby. But she found God. That's what she said. She's got a new walk with the Lord. So I guess her accountability doesn't apply to this situation. And that's
I
why
think
she's
that's
able to
how it
tell
works. I think once you find the Lord and you're saved,
your part's
um
crossed out, right? Like the
yeah,
White
yeah,
House
yeah, yeah.
situation.
And
The
so you could
blood
tell
up.
on everybody else.
Because
Yeah.
she's really upset, which is fair, but like we have to have accountability too, because you
I
played
think
a
I
big
think no,
role.
no, 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 no. No, because when you find God, then all of your,
The
you know what I'm
blood,
saying,
the
the
blood,
blood,
it was
it
the
washes
blood,
off. Yeah, because
right?
you put it on the door.
Because the blood still
Yeah.
works.
The blood still works. Oh, the blood of Jesus. Okay.
All right now, don't
Don't start devotion.
the blood works.
Okay. Listen, I know it was the blood, okay?
I cannot.
No, but I'm saying like that's what I don't want personal accountability to be lost. And that's what I feel like happens a lot of
Mhm.
times when we talk about things like this. Now the only case that personal accountability has on the victim's part has no rhyme, no reason, I don't care about is with Robert Kelly and them little ass
Oh yeah,
girls.
no, I don't want to hear about that. He can stay where he is. He is
They
at
don't
home.
they don't get personal accountability because they're children.
He's at home resting where he should be,
Okay.
behind bars.
I saw me, girl. I saw me. It said nobody. And then it was like R. Kelly cellmate. Let's sing same girl and I do Usher's part.
All right, I'm not doing this with you. Not this morning. Mm-mm.
It's funny.
You're stupid.
That's funny.
I can't
It
pretend.
took me down. Oh my God, that meme took me down. Anyway, but back to Clifford and Tamika. So final thoughts on that.
Well, this brings up questions from way back when Phaedra told Portia that Kenny and them was trying to get her downstairs. That opens that door. All of them friends, because the Atlanta crew sticks tight. All of them. Somebody got to know something that's going on. And if maybe, okay, yeah, they have sex parties and it's consent, but when you know that it goes too far, because y'all be there, I know y'all be there. All of them. Kenny don't be in there sucking and fucking. You just can
Allegedly.
allegedly, But my thing is, y'all live this lifestyle. It's
Mhm.
about to start. Everybody name about to be put in something. That
Yeah.
that Atlanta crew is tight.
Yeah.
They've been tight for a long time. And I saw something. I think it was yesterday. I think they said like Lauren London knows about what's going on. Like, oh, can we just open it up? Tell us what you know. They ain't gonna say nothing. Because then that'll bring them into it too. You think T.I. the only one with these sex parties? Scrappy said, all right, y'all be careful with these after parties. It's a thing. It's normal. But listen, he talked about the thought prevention hours with his daughters. I hope he's letting them know, okay, don't go to these people's house because they're going to do to you what I was doing to these other people. That's why you don't participate in those kind of things. I'm so glad my mama didn't let me rip and run with all of my friends because it was a lot of stuff I really wanted to do. That girl saved my life. A lot of that
Yeah.
foolishness is just, it doesn't even seem appealing. Like, why would I want to be that high? I got a heart murmur. You think I'm about to take a bunch of mollies? What? I
Yeah,
don't
man.
get it.
I lived a very, very sheltered life.
I saw things, but
Until
I didn't do it.
yeah, until college and yeah. Until undergrad the first time, but that's a different story for a different day. I got to do an episode about the whole years, and I got to find some friends who not scared to talk about it. Uh, Who Chile?
Not afraid to talk
But
about it.
yeah, cause I don't know. I ain't never been in no Ti and Tiny type party, but you know what I mean.
Some
It's
things
been
that I
some
probably
shit, you
should
know.
have had some people sign the NDA for. We not gonna
Yeah,
talk about it.
and that's what I mean, because you can be, you know what I'm saying, young and dumb and have FOMO and just those things, because I mean Ti is huge.
Mhm.
That's huge. You
Somebody,
know
oh,
what I
T.I.
mean?
said come to his house. That seems like a big deal. But
That's
you
a
have to
huge
know, like,
deal.
self-respect. I have to stop.
Yeah,
I
but
can't go
that's not
in,
in you. If that's not in you,
and that's unfortunate.
if that's not in you, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. And you know, my final thoughts on it is I one person is too many to be sexually assaulted, abused, raped, um, anything like that. And I find it so disheartening that things get so convoluted, and it detracts and takes away from
The sexual assault.
the actual meat of the story, or the meat of the
Mhm.
problem, which is the rape, which is the
Yeah.
sexual assault. And it because out of all 30 of those DMs that came, if two were true, I feel so bad for those women whose two
Mhm.
were true, because the 28 of the bitches that just wanted attention and just
Making you
wanted to
look
get their
dumb.
shit out there,
Making you look dumb.
nobody's gonna believe you. And so I think, in order, if they're gonna go forward with this, that anonymity has to be broken. You have to come out and say who you are. Now we need dates, we need times, we need places,
Stripping you of all of your dignity. Stripping you of
because
everything. Cause prove it.
you can't do anything anonymously. Not in 2021 with Al Gore's internet. You
Mhm.
cannot. So with that being said, I just think that I hope that those, like, again, just like I said for Rasby, I hope those women find solace. I
Mhm.
hope they get the justice that they deserve. If this is true and this did happen, let them rot, because everybody has their line of morality.
Yep.
And for me, I draw the line. I draw the line at child molestation, rape, and anything with children. That's it.
Talking
I
about.
draw the line. That's
Yep.
it. But as far as adults go too, like, if it's been, you know what I'm saying, proven, or if I feel like I believe it,
Mhm.
that's it. And that's it. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, but you still listen to Chris Brown. How you don't listen to R. Kelly? Because I don't draw the line at what happened with Chris Brown and Rihanna. That's not my line of
That's
morality. You
not
find
my
yours.
business. You know,
That's
some people
I don't know
sometimes
what happened
people
in
get
that
into
Lamborghini.
physical assaults and we won't ever know,
The
the
background.
complete right. But what I do know is
Background.
that you were sleeping with kids. So mm.
That's what I know.
I can't rock with that.
That's what I know. So that's just how I feel about that situation. To put a button on it and to wrap it up real nice.
Well, I was very hip today. I knew about everything that you was talking about.
That's
That feels good
good.
because normally I'm like, girl, what?
Girl, I
What
be
is?
looking at the shade room like, who are these
Listen, these rappers are
people?
just like.
It's
It
a
took me a while
lot.
to understand what this Jada Chavez thing was. Like, she's
Who is
cute,
Jada Chavez?
a child.
She.
She sleeps with the rapper. It's a lot. It's a bunch of them that just have their rapper girls.
Oh, wait. Jada Chavez has a rapper boyfriend.
One of them babies.
Yes. Who cheated on her allegedly with the
Alleged.
porn star.
I don't think it's alleged anymore. I think it was kind of like, yeah, it happened.
Oh, it happened. Okay. So yeah, I don't.
Either way, it's a lot that I'm just like, well, that seems like somebody else's business that I'm not interested in.
It's such a hard job being involved in other people's business.
It
To get all the
exhausting.
information today, it took a lot. It took a lot.
Staying up with my own business seems to be a bit much at times. It's like it's too much. So when I bring in people close to me, that seems like a lot. When I bring in people that I have no idea how they living, oh, my chest start getting tight. I start sweating because this is just like other people's business. Is ugly. It is ugly and it is full of drama, and I want no parts of it. I'm so glad I'm boring as hell. I am boring and I like it. Because if being boring keeps me out of people's houses with no phone and 3,000 mollies up in my system, I'll take boring if that means I get to come home with my kids every day.
Listen, because I watch I don't know what it is. I think it's because I said this to Stefan. I think it's because we are not a dramatic married couple.
No, you are not.
Anybody
but it works,
that knows us,
it works for y'all. I love y'all so much. Oh my God.
we be chilling. So when I look at other people's relationship and then just like the stuff that's on social media, I be like, people really be this really be a thing. Like,
grateful because it's
and I
ghetto.
be like, dang,
this
is crazy. That's why, in a future episode we're doing a dating and what it looks like in 2021, because I'm very, very interested in what and what the single people have to say about the things. Oof. But they just, I watch Zoe, I Am Zoe. He has his YouTube channel. He does this show every week. It's called Messy Monday. And this is, obviously not a paid advertiser. I just like telling y'all what I watch because I feel like y'all will get joy out of watching these things. So this happens like once an episode because my phone doesn't know how to not ring. But if I put it on mute, then I won't be able to hear you. So whatever. But he does Messy Monday, and literally every time he puts somebody up on the screen, because he'll be like, next on the docket, we have this person and this person versus this person and this person. I literally have to pause it
and look them up.
Find out who they are.
I'm only 28, I'm getting close, tapping on 30. But some of that stuff, I just don't understand. I don't understand how y'all have allowed this to go on for so long. I don't understand how y'all keep switching and sharing boyfriends and girlfriends throughout this one industry. Y'all all live in the same neighborhood and y'all just keep swapping it out. It seems like too much.
In the middle of a Panera Bread cheese Brittany.
Brittany laughed. In the middle of this panorama, y'all speaking of, because I'm sorry, because it's just really bothered my soul. In the middle of this pandemic, I'm here for the up song, but did you see
Cardi B?
Did you see the tongue? Because all I was thinking was COVID. And remember in the beginning when she was like taking it very serious?
Coronavirus.
It just bothered my soul. But I'm gonna let her rock because I'm sure they did the testing and all of that. But I don't.
But for me anyway, like I've always been. So I went to private high school, and a lot of whites, and they would show up and just pop up with mono, and
they said it was drinking from water fountains and cups and stuff like that. Y'all ain't washing dishes. What's going on? Y'all putting your mouth on the water?
Y'all sloppy spit,
baby.
Tongue all out the mouth, and you know what I mean. That's just.
I just can't get with it.
But the song Up, I don't understand it, but I think it
sounds fun. I don't know what she's talking about. All I know is when she said broke niggas don't deserve pussy. I know that's right.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
Anyway, with that being said, thank you, Angelique, so much.
You're welcome,
on my podcast, Not That Problematic. I actually have to jump off and go on another Zoom meeting. But I love you. Thank you so much. And I will put all of your of course, I'll put all of your info, well, not in the description box. It'll be in the title, your Instagram and
Mhm.
Twitter if you want the people on there. And I love you so much. Thank
I love you
you.
too. Thank you for having
Bye
me.
bye.
Bye. Talk to you later.